everyone. In this video we'll cover about mobile crane integrated safety systems. Okay, so we'll cover in this video so many things related to the safety systems of mobile crane. Okay, so first we'll cover about safe load indicator. Safe load indicator which indicates the load, the load lifting capacity with the help of slings and with the help of anti-two blocking systems, sensors, hook block. These are the things which goes down, and then the rigger over there, he wants to catch that material with the slings, and then again he have to block over there, and then the load lift which goes on top. Okay, so we'll discuss also a safe load indicator. Then we'll also discuss about load monitor indicator. In load monitor indicator, basically monitoring the extended length of the boom. So load monitor indicator which indicates the extended boom. Okay, how much amount like it is covered in meters, what amount of range it is covered from this distance to this distance. So that covers related to the load monitor indicator, extended length of the boom. Then we'll also discuss about anti-two blocking systems which prevents the hook block. Then we'll discuss about boom angle indicator, then boom length indicator, wind anemometers, wind speed which is related to miles per hour, overload alarm, radius indicator, hoist limit switch, level indicator, emergency stop button, hoist brake and slip limit. So there are so many things which we'll cover in this video. So we'll discuss in a deep way. So in mobile crane indicator, basically the crane which is totally fixed on top of a vehicle. Okay, so it is totally fixed on top of the vehicle. So that covers related to the mobile crane. Mobile crane means what? It travels from one place to the another place. If you have to work like in other areas, so you can take back that telescopic scope at the back, and then you can move your car from one place to the another place. So that covers related to the mobile crane safety systems. So you can move from one place to the another place. Now one thing is very important, that is what the first thing calls safe load indicator. So safe load indicator which indicates the lifting capacity. The lifting capacity means safe load operations. If the lifting capacity of this crane, it is related to 12 ton. So the workload says 12 ton. So always you have to take care about the safe load limit. Okay, so safe load limit says you can go around like 8 ton, 9 ton. You have to take a gap in between like 12 ton to 8 ton. Because why you have to take this much amount of gap? Because at the time when the slings goes down and it wants to lift the load from bottom to the top, so there are the jerk as well. There are the jerks. So due to that jerk, there may be the possibility the load lifting capacity which covers around like 8 ton to 11 ton. So it is clearly mentioned that never bypass the crane safety systems. Never bypass the crane safety system, because the load lifting capacity says 12 ton. That is what the whole limit of that crane. So for safety, for the safety limit, always you have to go up to 8 10 or 9 10. That is very important. So safe load indicator which indicates 8.5 ton. The rated capacity of this crane which says 12 ton. So always you have to go with safe limit. Take a gap in between like 12 ton to 8 ton. So always take a safe limit. So that says you are doing work in a proper way, because you are monitoring the safety systems. So that is very important. So these are the things related to the safe load indicator. Now we'll discuss about load monitor indicator. So the work of load monitor indicator which says about how your telescopic boom which covers the maximum amount of area, the range. Okay, so your boom length increases. Once your boom length it started opening from this section to this section. So once your boom started extending. So how you have to cover that extending part? So there is load monitor indicator to measure the proper length which is related to the telescopic boom over here. So here you can easily see in this picture, this boom started opening from this section and it goes towards over here. So it will simply monitor the extended length of the boom. That requires load monitor indicator. So once you started extending a bigger area, your lifting capacity goes down. Understood? If your extended boom it goes back, so your lifting capacity also increases. Why it is very important? Because once you extend the boom length, it is totally open. So you have to go back for the safe limit as well. So it is very important, once you started extending, always your safe workload says you have to go to lift minimum amount of load. If you do not extend your boom, like in a normal way, you have to lift it from here only, then you can go for maximum. If you started extending your boom, so always you have to go with the load monitoring indicator, means you have to go for the lifting capacity up to 6 ton, up to 7 ton only, because you already extended. So the whole weight of that material, it covers around hook block, it covers around slings, and it is also covered related to the same boom. So these are the things which relates to the load monitoring indicator. Now we'll cover about anti-two block. So anti-two block, it is the part of the sensor material. It is one kind of sensor which is fixed over here near to this boom, means near at the end part of that boom, which relates to the lifting capacity of the slings. So your A to B sensor is over here. Here it is fixed. So the work of A to B, the work of anti-blocking system, it gives the audible and visual alarms. So here this material, this part, the hoist limit switch is also over here, and anti-two blocking systems which is connected with the sensors. So the work of anti-two block system is to prevent hook block. This is what the hook block. So it will prevent to boom tip contact, and immediately it stops hoist movement. So once this part it comes on top, it may hit over here. There may be the possibility it can come on top and it should be hitted on that material. So it may damage. So due to that, there is A to B sensor which gives alert over here. Here is the driver. He knows he gets the alert on the panel. So once he gets the alert on the panel, so immediately what he will do? Immediately he will stop that lifting work. So he may be able to stop that activity. So he can prevent simply the boom which will came in contact of that tip. So once this material comes over here, okay, it may hit over here, it may damage. So the A to B sensor, the work of A to B sensor is to give alert to the driver. So he can stop that activity and he have to go with the safe working practices. These are the things which is very important for A to B anti-blocking systems. That's why the sensor which is provided over here to immediately stop the hoist movement. These are the things which covered under A to B anti-blocking system. Now we'll discuss about angle boom indicator. Now this angle boom indicator which indicates the degree. Suppose I have to lift that material from this level. So this is called 45 degree angle. If I want to lift like this, so it goes around 75 degree. Okay, I cannot be able to lift it like this. It goes around 90 degree. So the angle of the boom which indicates the indicator around, it goes like this. So this around comes under 55 degree angle. So if you want to lift a load, always you have to go with the telescopic boom with 45 degree angle or 55 degree angle. Okay, never go with 90 degree. Don't go with 90 degree. Go with 55 degree angle or 45 degree angle. It will be better for the lifting purpose. So these are the things which again you have to check in the load indicator. Okay. Here you can easily see in this picture. This is how the boom length which covers from one place to the another place. Okay. So boom angle indicator which indicates about the angle, what amount of angle you have to go for the lifting purpose, for the safe lifting purpose. Okay. And then you have to go with boom length indicator. So it is clearly indicates your boom, the telescopic boom which covers a larger area. If you want to go for more, so you have to go around like the maximum length. The maximum length says 50 meter. It goes around 50 meter. It goes around 70 meter. Here we easily covered about 24.5 meter. So it is depend upon what amount of area you have to go, and you have to catch that material, and then you have to catch that material from one place to the another place for the shifting purpose. Okay, maybe it is like iron rod or some other material as well. So these are the things. So boom length is over there. All control panels are over here, near to the driver seat. Here you will get all the panels. Whatever the panels which is I wrote over here, I made a diagram over here. All the diagrams, all the diagrams, it is over here in the control panel. So driver can easily see all the things. How the operation of safe lifting work activity is going on. All the panels are over here. He can easily monitor all the things, and he just want to stop the activity if suppose the load lifting activity is going like unsafe. Understood? These are the things is very important. Whatever the checks, these are the mandatory checks. These are the mandatory checks which you have to go with the inspection checklist. Check all the things, whether all the meters, all the meters are working in a proper way or not. It is, as per the safety officer, it is our responsibility to go inside the cabin of the driver room, and it is our responsibility to check each and every display system, whether it is working in a normal way or not. Understood? These are the things are very important. Now we'll discuss about once you check the boom length, how it is going, and then you have to catch that material. Okay, so that indicates in the boom length indicator. Then wind anemometer. So wind anemometer here, this is how the display system. Okay, wind anemometer like this. So wind which flows up to miles per hour. Here for safe operation, it says around low wind speed low, which is 0.15 miles per hour. If the wind operation is like the wind is going on like this, so you can go for normal operation. Your activity which is going on like more than 1 hour, more than 2 hours, or a whole day you can work, because the wind effect is in a normal condition. Now the wind speed says 16 to 25 miles per hour. 16 to 25. The speed of wind is what? Around like 16 to 25 miles per hour. Then you have to reduce the load lift capacity. Now here it is very important. The wind speed is too much. Then you have to reduce the load capacity. It says the crane support, the crane goes around like 12 tons. So wind is too much. Wind is too much means there is the chances of incident or accident. Your crane may collapse because of the wind. So always you have to reduce the load lifting capacity. Understood? Reducing the load lifting capacity is very important, because it is also depend upon the climatic condition. Maybe thunder, maybe storm, maybe lightning, maybe wind speed as well. So these are the things which is very important. Here you have to reduce the load lifting capacity, and also you need to assess the control measures. The driver, he wants to control all the systems. He wants to watch all the systems over there. He have to continuously monitor over here. And if suppose anything goes wrong, immediately stop the work. Then the last is what? If the wind speed above 30 miles per hour, you have to stop the work. Immediately you have to stop the work. All lifting must cease. Secure the work. The wind speed is too much. It is very important. You have to secure that activity. Hold all the lifting activity. Do not work in that region, because do not work in that area, because the situation is totally out of control. So these are the things which is very important. Now we'll come on the red flashing light. Yes, if suppose the wind effect is this much, immediately the driver, he will get the red flashing light, overload alarm, or the wind speed alarm. If the load is too much, then also he will get the alarm. If suppose something goes wrong, unsafe condition and all, then also he will get the alarm. So sensor over here, the flashing light, overload alarm, here again on the same control panel, everything he can notice easily, because the driver should be licensed, competent person. Okay, he have at least minimum amount of experience to operate the crane in a normal way. Okay, and never go with alcohol. Don't go with alcohol. Any driver, crane operator especially, don't go with alcohol. It is very important. And always you have to check the license. Always he wants to go over there, first check all the display systems whether are working or not. Red flashing light, if you get the alarm which is related to red flashing light, it means that something went wrong. You have to immediately stop your work, check all the things, check the load lifting capacity, what amount of load which is fixed over here. Okay, check the capacity of the slings. As well. Why? Because if you want to lift the load around like 9 to 10 ton, so you must know about the load lifting capacity of these slings as well. Third party inspection is very important. You have to go these slings related to the third party inspection once you know about what amount of load you can lift with these slings. Because if you want to lift 9 ton, 10 ton, and in between the slings get a jerk and it is like broken from the middle part, so there is the dangers. So always you have to go with third party inspection to check the load lifting capacity of the slings, the load lifting capacity of that hook block as well. The TPI, third party inspection, is also very important for hook block, for slings, and for other things as well. Okay, so these are the things which is very important. Once you get overload alarm, immediately stop your work, secure all the things, and then get back again for the inspection purpose, because something went wrong over there. So that's why you get the alarm. Now we'll cover about overload alarm. Yes, we already covered. Once you hear the alarm, you have to stop your work, secure your all the equipment, go for the inspection purpose. Okay, radius indicator, what amount of area you covered, that calls radius. Of the boom. So here the crane operation radius says, from this point to this point cover around like 24.5 meter. So that calls crane operating radius. Okay. Now hoist limit switch. Is also over here, near to the A to B sensor. You will get the hoist limit switch. So in this hoist limit switch, what amount of oil should be lowered? Okay, that is what the safety point. You cannot be able to go down up to the ground level. Okay, there is one safety limit below to the ground, above to the ground level. Understood? So once you reach up to that limit, again the driver, he will get the sensor. So these are the things for safety purpose. Yes, again you have to check the hoist limit switch whether it is working or not. Level indicator, here again the level indicator, what amount of level you want to manage. If something goes wrong, we have emergency stop button. Immediately press that button. Immediately you have to press that button if something goes wrong. Unsafe act, unsafe condition, something like the obstacles in your work area, immediately stop that button. So press that button, push to activate. Okay, whole operation stop.